Hey all, so who has 2 thumbs and forgot to make sure that he was recording before he started playing the final part of Arthur's Quest Battle for the Kingdom? It is this guy, and now I have to play the whole game again to get back to the part where we were, so if my stats are different, that is what happened. Alright, so that's a lot better. So as you can see, I have pumped up my stats a little bit just because I figured while I was off camera, I was like, oh, okay, I'll just do the duplication glitch on the stats just so you can see what it's like to be strong in this game. And actually, the damage, I learned in the process how this game actually handles its damage. Whenever you land a hit, the game will basically look at your damage stat, add it to your weapon modifier and whatnot. I think it starts at a base of 2, plus your weapon modifier, plus your damage stat. And then it's any random number in that, like, between 0 and that. So even if my damage was 100, there is a chance that when I hit an enemy, it can still do a single point of damage. So it is a random pool between 1 and, you know, my maximum, which is a really weird way of handling that, because it means that at any point in time I could just do 1 damage and have to hit someone like several dozen times. By the way, that's a hill giant, or a forest giant rather, and if you could tell, I'm a little bit frazzled by having to replay this whole game just so I could start up from back here. Welcome back to Arthur's Quest Battle for the Kingdom. We are battling quite severely. That is a forest giant. They're not very dangerous because they only do like 3 damage per hit, which is hilarious. Or no, they do about 4. I think it's about 4 or 5 damage per hit. So they're just stronger than a goblin. They're like a single point of damage stronger than a werewolf. And as you can see, I've got my defense up high, so they can... They do actually have a hard time hitting me now, so that's pretty nice. Problem, projectiles will actually still always hit you, which I hate. I hate that their projectiles always hit me, but mine are really finicky. Let's see, it takes 4, 5, 6 arrows. That took 6 arrows, but now, thanks to Merlin, we've got these magic arrows, so let's see how good those are. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5. Basically the exact same amount, because as we previously stated, the damage pool, the damage that I do with an arrow is based on a random number between 1 and at this point 50, or a little bit more than 50. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how high I make that damage pool go. I could still have to sink like 10 arrows into someone if I keep only doing 2 damage per hit. That's a really dumb way of doing that, and I hate it. There are reasons why you want to raise the minimum. See, that's it. That only took 2 arrows that time. It can take anywhere between like 2. It can take 1. It can instant kill them. But it's really inconsistent, and that is my least favorite thing that you could possibly have in a video game, is really inconsistent damage. So I am not liking that. That is that has sapped a bit of my enjoyment of this game, just knowing that anytime I'm hitting someone, the reason why it takes me like 7 hits to kill an enemy when I have a really strong weapon is because I'm only doing 2 damage per hit. Because the game is just rolling a number and being like, alright, you did that. Being able to raising the damage ceiling is great. I am down for that. That said, we also need to raise the damage floor, you know? Like, there should be, these weapon upgrades should be raising the floor as well, so that I'm at least doing this amount of damage. Unfortunately, that doesn't seem to be the case. It's just adding the numbers together and then going anywhere between 0 and that. And I'm so frustrated by that I spent that entire level talking about that. Okay, let's try and focus back on the game. I'm sorry. So these arrows don't matter. The arrows don't matter. Plus, getting magic arrows for the bow which sometimes just breaks and then like won't work. So what Merlin gave us is effectively useless. Or it's no more useful than the normal arrows. Because they can do these arrows, especially with my damage at this point, they could still kill these giants just as quickly. If the game felt like, yeah, see, basically the exact same amount. And I'm gonna try not to focus on this for the rest of this video. But oh my goodness, does this make playing the game with high stats not fun? You managed to make making the number go up not feel good. That is impressive. I would have actually been better off keeping my damage low, because at least I would have been consistently doing probably about 6 damage, rather than having to be like, oh man, I can do anywhere between 50 to 2. And it's a complete roll of the dice every time. So my day's been going alright, other than the annoyance of having to restart. It wasn't that bad. I mean, I've played this game a number of times. I know how to get through it pretty quickly. And we're back in the forest, and we're fighting these ghosts, and their projectiles actually work this time, so I can get hit by them, and like I said, when your defense is at 100, basically projectiles are the one thing that can consistently hurt you, because the game just doesn't even consider the possibility that Arthur might be able to... Oh wow, the fairy's not even vanishing this time, because I'm interacting with it so much. Alright. The game just doesn't even entertain the idea of Arthur possibly blocking an arrow or an arrow failing to connect with him. So archers will always be a threat. Archers will always be a threat unless the game bugs out and they cease being able to shoot their arrows. Which makes me wonder, am I the one that causes the arrows to break? Like, is it better for me to use my bow and get Schrodinger's bow to fuck up? Or should I just avoid using it and pray that... Wait, did that arrow... Wait, what the... You saw that, right? Did they shoot... He shoots arrows at me. He's got like an arrow shotgun. Whoa. What's up with these guys? Oh, they got little swords! That's adorable! Those fairies have little swords! Sometimes they can spawn in holding giant axes. I'm kind of sad I can't show you that. So we've gotten through 2 stages of just running through forest, and this is the third. This is the third and final one, and this one's actually pretty short. And I'm going to save before we finish it, because there is something that I want to go back. I want to be able to reload that save and show it to you. Because it's not really important, but it is a neat little... Or it's a weird little thing. And I'm gonna get pelted by arrows this whole time. Gosh, this whole thing just threw me kind of off. The forest giants, I wasn't expecting to talk about them a whole lot anyway, because they're basically just like, hey, it's a werewolf, but it does a single point more damage. It's just the fact that they're trouncing around and you can hear them running after you like a group of elephants. See, they are not... The painted versions are like a bit cooler, just because I think that they have like a couple different styles of ways that they are painted, and they have different clubs. They're not smacking me with bones. So that's neat. I think that the enchantments might actually just add a slight damage modifier if you are fighting an enemy of that type. I think that's all that they do. I might have to check the damage math versus a werewolf. See if I deal more damage, potential damage to werewolves. But honestly, I doubt it. There's a part of me that feels like the enchantments might be something that maybe at one point in development did something, but that functionality has just ceased to be. That would not surprise me in the slightest with this game. So yeah, my day's been going fine otherwise. There we go. This is the end of the level, because that level is really short. It's basically just a straight line. And none of them are even going to approach, because I think that they are afraid. They are either caught on game geometry, or they are afraid of the cutscene area over here. Look at that lake. I'm not the only one who thinks that this lake looks like a floor texture, right? Like if I walked out onto it, I would just fall through. Or I wouldn't fall through, I would just keep going. I could just walk across it. I mean, it's a little bit, you know, it's got animation to it, but it still looks like it's a floor texture. It doesn't look like the water from the other levels. At last you arrive at the serene waters of Lyn Barfog. From deep below the surface, the Lady of the Lake reveals herself, holding the Sword of Kings, Excalibur. Take your rightful place among the great kings of legend, Arthur. Excalibur is yours. Thanks, Nimueh. So here we are. We're in the second to last level, but unfortunately, we do have to go back because I do want to show you the thing. But we'll get to talk about Excalibur in just a second. But first we gotta go back. And I will show you that firstly, the console is not locked at all. There's nothing that keeps me from just opening it up. I could enable God mode right now if I wanted to. Instead, I'm gonna turn on no clip, and I'm gonna fly around the cutscene barrier. And I'm gonna turn no clip off. And we're gonna jump into the lake. It is actually a lake. It's just got like a weird texture on top of it that you can phase through. I think that this is a body of water with a texture laid over the top of it that is not solid. Which is a really weird way of handling that, because yeah, this does not look like the way water looks. And I think that there's like a faint bit between it where you can see where the water ends and the lake texture begins. Also, they modeled this whole path back here. That you'd never see. And I don't know why they did that, especially since it just ends. It just ends, and now there's just an empty white void. And we're gonna fall through it. And we're gonna walk under the lake. We're under the level now. I don't plan to do a whole lot of out-of-bounds stuff in games like this, but I ended up peeking around because I was curious, and look at that! We found Nimueh! She's hanging out under the lake. She's not the lady of the lake, she's the lady under it. She's the lady of the giant white square underneath the lake. And also there's... wait, I saw it when we were running over here. What is it? There it is. There's this little black meatball thing that I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be the entity that triggers the cutscene or controls the camera during the cutscene, and you can smack it. There's no damage noise, but it does bleed. And that's kind of weird. Can't walk through it. It is a solid entity. And I'm dealing theoretically 50 damage every time I'm striking it, so I don't think that it can be killed. And then Nimueh's over here. And she actually does make damage noises when I hit her. And she does bleed. And I think I'm just missing a bunch now. Or either that or I killed her. And that probably doesn't have any adverse effects at all. Turn no clip back on. Fly up. Pop back into the lake. And let's get back over to where the cutscene toggles. Nah, fuck it, I'm gonna fly over. Ooh, fall damage. I almost died from that. At last you arrive at the serene waters of Lyn Barfog. From deep below the surface, Nimueh does not emerge because she's fucking dead. If you kill Nimueh under the lake, she just doesn't pop up in this cutscene. Which I think is hilarious. Like, the fact that if you can kill a cutscene entity and its animation won't play. Like, how do you do that? How does one accomplish this? Okay, we'll do one more dissolve, like one final dissolve. Hopefully, hopefully that won't cause any more problems. And yeah, because I don't want to do this level with 3 health. All right, awesome. And I'm gonna quick save, and now we've got 56 health and Excalibur, the sword of promised victory in this large purple gorge. Let's see how it works. Okay, it's a 2-hit combo. You cannot. It's not a double click, you just click once and you attack twice. And since the... okay, that's 4 hits, 5 hits. Okay, 5 hits to kill that one werewolf. Let's see about you. He died in the first hit, because, as I said, damage is really inconsistent in this game. The 2-hit combo does technically mean that we're potentially able to kill enemies more easily, because, you know, each hit, I believe, will calculate the damage. Or, I could luck out and it could still, like, generate a number like 20, which may not kill an enemy outright, but the second, if it does that amount of damage for both hits, then it has a good chance to do it. And I realize that I've been talking a lot about this game's math magic because it intrigues me, and I am I'm not the most technically minded person, but I do know enough about video game engines to know that this is kind of a questionable way of handling it. It is at least odd. How about that? Like, you'd look at it and you'd go, huh, it works, but I don't know if that would be fun for a video game to do. It's an odd behavior, basically, at least to me. This is a very large area. This area is way too big for like a single player game where you move at this speed. Like this is giving me flashbacks to like Halo. Like I feel like this map is sized for like 16 people to be running around, 16 Arthurs locked in a room. There is no multiplayer for this game. I'm sorry to tell you. I really wish there were. I would love to see Arthur's Quest Battle for the Kingdom having a lush and living multiplayer community, just a bunch of Arthurs stomping on one another, a bunch of ominous black cubes sliding around a stage that are way too big and open. What is over there? I don't even care. It's probably nothing. There's no reason to go over there. Why is this place so big? The level designer must have felt really proud of this one particular gorge, where there's just a bunch of werewolves, all spread out like 30 feet apart, so that it doesn't feel like you're just walking through a big stone hallway, which is effectively what it is. Right? I'm so grateful for the hard work that they did sculpting this level that I'm just going to run through it as quickly as possible and not look at anything. I love how the werewolves just lose all animation sometimes. They'll just slide around. Ooh, don't die. Don't get killed by the ghost arrows. Which those are just arrows. Those are literally just arrow projectiles that they launch. That's why they have the same blue streak that my arrows shoot out. Which that's really jank. I love it. That's just really jank though. Okay, the last time I passed through here, the game actually crashed, and that's when I found out that I wasn't recording. So I'm going to quick save, and then I'm going to pass through here. Woo! And the game did not freeze. We are here, folks. It is Morgan Le Fay's fortress. The last level of Arthur's Quest, and there's a goblin right here. Which is hilarious, because after all the werewolves and the forest giants and spiders, we are fighting a normal-ass goblin. Just like old times. Morgan was just like, you know, the furries have failed me. The nerds have failed me. I don't know what to call the forest giants, so I guess that they're just like a bunch of big nerds. I guess, you know, we just gotta rely on gobos. Gobos are the staple of any fantasy army, let's be real. I'm not gonna lie with you. Heretic 3 is kind of trash. Like, that is my final verdict. Heretic 3 is really not nearly as good as I was hoping it would be. I don't know if it feels better to call this Heretic 3 or Hexen 3. It wouldn't be good as either. I haven't even played Hexen 2. Like and subscribe if I should play Hexen 2. But this wouldn't be a good follow-up for either of those games. Come on. Come on, man. Goblin with a purple hat. Can't even hit me. Because my defense is so high. Come on. Die. Good. So these are enemies that are like, actually, that door won't open until I clear him out. It's like the goblin from the first level. So these are one of the few enemies that I absolutely must kill. I'm gonna quick save because there's another werewolf. Each of the stairwells have a werewolf sitting on top of it, because this game has one trick. This level has one trick, and it's just going to keep repeating it. This basically, these levels, actually no, once we get in here, you're going to see that it's really bold of them, because that's the exact same room as right downstairs. So they just copied the same, like, hallway room combo twice, right next to each other. And this guy's also, like, protecting a locked door. And he's holding a goblin-sized axe, which is adorable. He's holding them backwards. Why are you doing that, bro? Come on. And this is what I'm talking about with the really inconsistent damage. I'm probably not doing any more than, like, what, 6 damage per hit? There he goes. Let's go pick up some arrows, because we're gonna have to go through another stairwell, and there's gonna be a werewolf right there. And he's luckily gonna jump down, so I have a bit easier time picking him. Okay, he's dead. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Can I crouch jump up there? No? Fine. So Excalibur is on 4. It's hotkeyed to 4 like I was theorizing it would with the mace. Like, so the sword is on 1, the bow is on 2, the mace is 3, and Excalibur is 4. So at the end of the game, the hotkeys for your 2 weapons are pressing 2 and 4, which feels really clumsy. I really would have preferred it if they had just put them all on 1, so I had to cycle through it with 1 or something. Like, that's... It would have been weird, but it would have been better than this. It would be more like, you know how Half-Life has weapon types all put on a single button for the most part? Like, your grenade-type weapons are all on, like, the one same button. Have your melee weapons be on 1. Have your bow be on 2. It's not that weird. What are you doing? Oh, he nerfed my attack. It's okay. It doesn't really matter. Still have a bunch of attack. Now I can just spam this health fairy until I get all my health back. It's a temporary debuff too, so I'm back to 100. That's pretty nice. I'm gonna quick save after this, because Morgan's like right up ahead. That's also why I didn't want to have the forest area be one video. Because if I had the forest area be one video, then this would have been a really short final episode, and that would have been kind of sucky. So I was like, nah, we're just going to play through the rest of the game in one video. Because there's not a whole lot left to Arthur's Quest once you clear the mines. Or once you reach Merlin. Like, right through there. That arena over there, that's where Morgan is. And she's going to spawn, like, once we walk in. So I'm gonna one last quick save. I don't think she's not gonna kill me, but figured I may as well. Okay, are we ready? We're gonna go fight Morgan Le Fay. We're gonna teach her not to send kids on missions through magical tree houses. You remember those books? I didn't know where I was gonna bring those up, but that's been on my mind. Your quest for Camelot ends today, bitch. She just popped in. The final boss just actually spawned in with no fanfare. Mwah. Can I block her? Oh, I can. Oh, she's dead. And all the clones are happy now. Word of young Arthur's victory over Morgan spread swiftly, and the veil of darkness lifted. Life soon returned to normal in the kingdom. Arthur, with Excalibur in hand, took his rightful place on the throne and ruled the land of Camelot with wisdom and benevolence. His legend would live on through the ages. And there you have it. No, like legitimate, yeah, it just boots us back to the main menu, that's it. That was Arthur's Quest, Battle for the Kingdom. The battle has been won, Morgan Le Fay has been slain, and Merlin was useless the entire time. Nimueh actually did far more than Merlin did, which I guess tracks, actually. Excalibur didn't have any sort of additional cool factor to it other than the 2-hit combo, which I guess helped because of the weird wonky damage system. I'm still befuddled by that. So yeah, that was Arthur's Quest. And I'm glad I was able to share this with you. This game is very weird in a way that I do enjoy. I enjoy its weirdness. I don't super love playing it, but I do like showing it to people because it's just like, here is this thing that exists, witness this. So, yeah, that was I don't know what else to add to that. Thank you for watching this is my first Let's Play, like proper Let's Play. I used to stream, but I've never really tried doing this Let's Play format, and it was an interesting and fun time. And I'm feeling like, you know, with October coming up, we might end up seeing some more Halloween appropriate Let's Plays. I already have a game or two in mind. Some more janky PC games, because I feel like that very much falls under the umbrella of what I like to share with you. So I don't think I need to eat up any more of your time. Thank you for watching, and if you liked what you see, I hate to be the person to say that, but remember to like and subscribe. I hate saying that. I really do, but also, like, it is important, I guess. And I will catch you next time. Most likely with the next LP, but who knows? Until then, this is SammunTV. Thank you for watching. Stay hydrated, stay fishy. I'll see you then.